My name is Sabrina Ratté. I'm a digital artist. I work mainly with video, 3D animation, but I also do installation, sculptural work, or print. So anything that has to do with the digital signal that can be expanded into space. So in the recent few years, I've been really interested in questions surrounding the Anthropocene, but my approach is mostly inspired by philosophical, theoretical questions, but also a lot of science fiction approach. In the last few days, there were a lot of information to take in. We've been visiting a part of the coking plant, and we had this guide that was quite amazing, that seemed to have very strong connections with the space. We had a very elaborate portrait, as much as social, environmental, industry-wise, historical. I think all of these perspectives on the space also enriched my experience here. This visit and this experience will definitely inspire greatly the project I'm working on for this residency. As we were going up and following the coil's trajectory that it used to be, there were still some coil as rock, staying in the machines, and it was a trace that something really happened there, that it's not just this museum. So I was mentioning traces and vestige, so this is something that I'm continuing that I continue to explore with this project for the residency at the New Now Festival. And I think it's going to enter in relation also with the temporality of this space of the coking plant. I'm thinking about working with e-waste and all of these, waste that we produce with our electronic device and our technology, but to imagine how these objects will take life in themselves, or how life will reappropriate these waste even long after the human will be gone. My project has evolved a lot since the last time I was here. The visit here had inspired me, and I could even do a 3D scan of the room that I chose for the exhibition, for the installation. So this was of a big help, because then I could do a simulation in 3D. That's how I can really imagine the installation, is by creating it in 3D, so I can visualize where the element will be positioned in the space. So I've already decided, that there will be 2 projections. There will be 3 sculptures, and these sculptures will be made of electronic waste that we went and picked up yesterday. With this project, I got really interested in waste in general, this concept of objects that we discard and that we feel they're not part of our reality anymore, but that's not true. These objects don't disappear, and I was really thinking about how they continue on living, on existing, evolving, and maybe some life can start to emerge from these objects. So in a way, it's almost like we're visiting this wasteland with these objects, with these ways that are alive and connected together. One element of the installation that I thought was important to add was to actually use some of the objects of Zollverein that are either exposed as artifacts of the time when this plant was still functioning. So yesterday I went and did some 3D scan of the steering machine that were exposed in a room, and these are beautiful technologies from another time, another era, and I thought this would work very well within the context of this installation. This will be kind of my, the traces of also being here as part of a residency, and how it inspired the work, and a little bit of a reference to that industrial era as well.